What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Frothy Friday. It's been a bloody red hot minute. I'm bloody thirsty. It's bloody hot. I've got a lot going on. Oh, that's tasty. That's real bloody tasty. And real cold as well. We'll squeeze through here. Just got the truck back. Mocking up all the bar work for the cab. So in this episode we're going to run through basically a bit about what I've done, where we're going. We're going to do a bit of an install video. We just got all new batteries for the truck. Tied up all the compressor wiring. Got a lot going on. We'll jump in the truck quickly. Now, my goal in the truck was to have pretty much power in every bloody corner. So much power that too much, I guess. So I'll show you what I've done really. Can you see it? Yeah. So in every corner of the truck, there's a cigarette lighter plug and a USB socket. And then same as the other side. In the other side, there's another Oricom handheld radio. Fully on charge all the time. Why? Just cause. I had them, may as well mount them. Beck's got one, I've got one. We normally rip them out when we're loading boats and buggies and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's power everywhere. There's power in both overhead consoles. There's power on my door. I went nuts. Probably a little bit too much, but I reckon while you're going, it's better to do it than try and add it later and tee into systems and shit like that. So that's the truck sorted. Now, we've got a couple of trips coming up. Maybe beer. Yeah, we've got a couple of trips coming up soonish, in the next month or so. So I guess we're fine-tuning how I load the buggy and the bike. The buggy and the boat. Now, it's a one-person job. You'll see in another video, we can get it up there really quick. It's like a 10-minute video or something. And that's from hooking the buggy up. From getting the buggy out of the shed, hooking the boat up, hooking the truck up, driving it forward, using the winch on the truck. We can literally get it on in 10 minutes. Don't have to unhook the buggy out of the bike, don't have to reverse anything. We use the rear winch on the truck. Got a lot going on. So we're just out here. I guess I'm prepping and I guess fine-tuning. I've only done it once or twice and it's never been very successful because of the fact that I was trying to run a winch on the trailer and it just didn't do it. So I had to make it better. The ute always had a winch at the back, but we didn't really use the trailer that much, so the truck's got a 25,000 pound winch at the back, so that'll load it without a drum, and you should see it works really well. Yeah, I guess we're just trying to fine tune it so we can, because traveling with basically a newborn now, it's all about him. Got to take so much stuff for him. Got to take a porta cot, take his bouncer, got to take a shit ton of clothes and nappies. Because everyone knows kids take up a lot of time. So that's where we're at. So I guess we're just fine tuning everything and getting it sorted. Now, I'm not going to really go into... Oh, we'll squeeze in here again. See how much you can see in here. We'll just ditch a few things. Now, okay, so I did skimp out and I thought I could get away with it a lot cheaper than originally thought, but in turn I've wasted money, and I've wasted a lot of money in the probably the realm of $1,500 trying to set up my secondary battery to run compressors. In theory it works, in reality it doesn't work at all, and it was quite a flop. So I've got, don't mind all this is all for lockers and stuff. It'll all be removed during this video, or you probably won't see. I'm just going to strip it all back and use the 2 wires that I actually need to use, and shorten it all and tidy it up. Mount the switch a bit different, just shit like that. So I was running it through an AGM battery. Now in theory it worked on 1 compressor, but trying to pump up tyres to 80 psi, by the time you got to the height of the 80 psi, it just didn't want to work anymore. Batteries were dying, system was beeping at me, so it was just a shit show. And to be honest, it was an expensive shit show. I was trying to do it cheap and it didn't work. But I'll jump under there quickly and show you what I've made that actually worked quite well. And then we'll jump in there and we'll have a bit of a look at the lithium batteries, and then we'll start installing. So, as you can see, I've got a battery tray, and that's where I've mounted my 3rd battery. Now, yeah, we'll get out because I'm not right anymore. 1 compressor, like I said, it worked fine. 2 compressors, not so good. Trying to pump up tyres from 20 to 80 psi is a big feat no matter what you've got, I thought. So I ended up biting the bullet and going lithium. Now I'm not going to get into why lithium's better, and we all know why it's better. Better duty cycle, better, you know, it runs 13 volts all the way till it's empty. Lots of things. I'm not going to get into, I'm not a brand whore. I chose these because they were reasonably priced. They're fully waterproof and dustproof. Price was the one thing. Yeah. And then I went with a Energive charger. Yes, I know there's tons of, everyone's going to go red arc, red arc, red arc. For the price that red arc was, this does the same job. For me, it does the same job. Brings in 28 volts. You can, Beck's coming in with Riley, I think. Beck's gonna be here in the video with Riley. Hey mate, welcome to your first Frothy Friday. Now what do you have to say about that? Oh, nothing, Dad. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Beck. Cheers. Frothy Friday. We'll have a quick beer and then I'll get back to you with the why I chose the lithium and all that kind of stuff. So, I forget where we were, but... Now, you don't have to be a genius to work out a dual battery system. As long as you can read a diagram, you can pretty much figure it out. There are a couple of things that I'm not sure of. Like where to hook up the wire to the smart alternator. But, you know, you can pretty much Google, someone's done it, whatever else. So, like I said, I had that old system. It just didn't work. It worked on 1 battery, but it wouldn't work on 2. Would work on one compressor, but not 2. I want to pump 2 tyres up in 10 minutes. That's my goal. You may ask why. Because I can. It's just, especially when you're trying to pump up tyres from 20 to 80 psi, it's a pretty big task in itself. It's quite a big task in itself to, yeah. But anyway, I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. I do my own research. Yeah, I just found out that that was the best product for me. nothing wrong with that setup I had. And to be honest, if you had that setup in a normal car, running one compressor, it'd be absolutely fine. But I've come to realize that lithium is the way to go, especially its charging and cycle. So it cycles 100% duty cycle all the way down to empty at 13 volts, which is pretty amazing. Yeah, so I've got a lot of stuff to remove actually, because I should have done this to start with. So like I said, I've wasted 1,500 bucks before we even started. I'm an idiot, to be honest. So I'll get some tools and we'll get stuck into it. So grab a beer, Frothy Friday. Probably not gonna have two more of these because I might fuck it up and I don't want to do that. But like I said, if you can read a diagram and you've got a bit of a basic knowledge of what to do, especially with cable voltage and all that kind of stuff, and when you buy cable, don't just go to Repco and go, I want this because I think it'll do. Go to a place like, I bought everything from the 12 volt shop. I'm not, you know, it's just a shameless plug. I'm not affiliated with them. Just go there because they're knowledgeable people and they'll tell you what's wrong and what's right. That's what I've found anyway. Don't bother just going to Repco because, to be honest, or anywhere like that, they're just kind of just salespeople. They're knowledgeable in what they do, but not to the extent that you probably want for this, is what I've found anyway. So I'll put this down, grab some tools, and we'll get stuck into it. Now I'll probably just run this on a quick time lapse and then show you what I've done at the end. It'll just be easier than me. Yeah, time lapse will be easier. Now, if you look how many times I've drilled a hole, that's how many times I've changed it, because I've had a few people say, do it like this, blah, blah, blah. So the original plan was to run it through this to 12, it's a 24 to 12 volt kind of reducer. So I thought it'd keep that third battery topped up all the time, but it didn't. And that's fair enough. Miscommunication, read the thing wrong. So that's why we're out 1,500 bucks. I think that was 300, the battery was 450-ish. Then the charger, then the wire, then the cable, and all that kind of stuff. So that's why we're out a bit of money. But yeah, this is gonna work better. I can envision it already. So we'll stick this back down and we'll get stuck back into it. I've got a lot of mates that are Boilermakers and things like that. So, you know, ask the question, is that how you do it? Is that good enough? That's what I do anyway. I've got a lot of mates that are Boilermakers and things like that. So, you know, ask the question, is that how you do it? Is that good enough? That's what I do anyway. And there you have it, battery tray. I'll flip it over, join them together, sand it off and paint it. Stick it back in, stick the battery trays in and And Bob's your uncle, I reckon. I won't film any more of that because it's kind of boring. But you get the idea, it's quite easy. You don't need flash tools, 10-year-old cut-off saw. My welder's mid-range-ish. Mid to, you know, it's not a $20,000 welder, but it's not a $100 welder either. I think it was $2 grand-ish. But yeah, that's really all you need. I'm not a welder either. But I've got a fair idea. Got a lot of mates that are boilermakers. Now I've dug the battery tray out. Now I made this bloody heavy duty. So what I'm gonna do, I've thought about cutting all this off and then making another one. So I'm just gonna actually just make another frame. Another battery box. Put my lug there to tie the individual batteries on. And then probably put a brace of angle iron underneath it. And then maybe a brace on the side here that'll mount to the chassis of the truck. Instead of remaking a whole battery tray, I think that'll do it fine. So I'll set myself up. I'll actually put some shoes on because I know what the internet's like. I can't be bothered dealing with it. So I'll put some shoes on. I'll actually put safety glasses on instead of doing the old squint. So I'll set all that up and then I'll be back to you. So it's all done. Charger's in. Wired up. As best as it's gonna look. For now anyway. I'm not gonna do the compressors in this video, but I will give you a rundown of how they work off the lithium in probably another video coming soon, and how quick it takes to pump up 4 tyres from 20 psi up to 80, and how we do it. Now, I know that you're gonna say that it's gonna leak and the dust and all that kind of stuff. I've actually smoke tested them and I couldn't find any leaks, and I did find one leak, but I fixed it, smoke tested again, and no leaks. So hopefully it holds up. Someone did mention the vibrations, all that kind of stuff. I've always run my compressors, my chargers, all that kind of stuff in my rear boxes. I've run it all in the ute. Did 220,000 Ks and it was fine. I didn't run them this far back, but give it a try and see what happens. You know, worst case scenario, compressor dies or something. But it's a lesson learned, isn't it? I've got no room in the cab to put them, so we're a bit shit out of luck there. Yeah, that's about it. The video will look a little bit weird. I know you probably won't see that bit. Cut that out. But anyway, thanks for watching Frothy Friday. Hope you learned something. Don't forget to give something a go. The wiring instructions on these are really basic. They're on the back of the box. There's not a 20-page bloody diagram, which I found quite easy. And like I said, I'm not an electrician, so it worked really well for me. But anyway, it was a bloody long day. I'm out. Thanks for watching. In the next video, like I said, we'll do pumping up tyres, but it'll look better down the beach, so we'll head down the beach and do that. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. So it's all done. Charger's in. Wired up, as best as it's gonna look. For now, anyway. I'm not gonna do the compressors in this video, but I will give you a rundown of how they work off the lithium in probably another video coming soon, and how quick it takes to pump up 4 tyres from 20 psi up to 80, and how we do it. Now, I know that you're going to say that it's going to leak and the dust and all that kind of stuff. I've actually smoke tested them and I couldn't find any leaks, and I did find one leak, but I fixed it, smoke tested again, and no leaks. So hopefully it holds up. Someone did mention the vibrations, all that kind of stuff. I've always run my compressors, my chargers, all that kind of stuff in my rear boxes. I've run it all in the ute. Did 220,000 Ks and it was fine. I didn't run them this far back, but give it a try and see what happens. You know, worst case scenario, compressor dies or something. But it's a lesson learned, isn't it? We've got no room in the cab to put them, so we're a bit shit out of luck there. Yeah, that's about it. The video will look a little bit weird. Oh no, you probably won't see that bit. Cut that out. But anyway, thanks for watching Frothy Friday. Hope you learned something. Don't forget to give something a go. The wiring instructions on these are really basic. They're on the back of the box. There's not a 20-page bloody diagram, which I found quite easy. And like I said, I'm not an electrician, so it worked really well for me. But anyway, it was a bloody long day. I'm out. Thanks for watching. In the next video, like I said, we'll do pumping up tyres, but it'll look better down the beach, so we'll head down the beach and do that. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.